This regular meeting of the Judson Board of Trustees is hereby called to order at 7 p.m. Let's take a roll call. To my right, Mr. Salinas.
President, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
And our newest board member, Mr. Napier Shaw. Mr. Flores.
Good evening. Thank you for being here.
And to my left, Mr. Macias.
Present and welcome.
And Mr. LaFoyle.
Present, and remember today is Red Nose Day.
And our newest board member, Dr. Salinas.
Good evening.
And I'm Steve Salyer and Dr. Montoya.
Good evening, and we're glad that you're all here this evening.
Okay. We're going to do something a little different. I'm going to have a guest minister do the invocation every month, and I've asked Wayne Harper to do it tonight. So please stand for the invocation and remain stand for the call.
I'll make sure everybody know I'm not a minister, but I appreciate it. All right. Just so we on the record, so in case somebody check. All right. So if someone call you something and you're not, you better go ahead and open your mouth and say it. All right. What's real? All right. Let us bow our heads, please. Today, O Lord, we ask for your spirit to work in our midst, that we might stir up the gifts that we need from the leadership, from our school board of trustees, from the Judson Independent School District, with integrity and focus on the task at hand. Give them the courage not only to consider themselves, but for those who are affected by the decisions that they will make here tonight. Help them to remember those who labor on their behalf, their employers, and the vendors, and all of those individuals' livelihood is connected to this community at large. We give you thanks to our investors, our stockholders, and the voters of the district who have placed their trust in them. And we ask for the courage and wisdom to be good stewards of both their trust and their resources. Help them, in the midst of the difficult decisions, to have a peace of mind, to trust their guidance, and to look forward long-term goals to whom we serve. Finally, we give thanks to the school board, and we ask that you guide them in their decisions, that they might continue to serve us and the community through their works that you have given us. Tonight, we ask that you give them leadership to understand and listen to others. We ask you to give them attitude, give them positive attitude in this sense tonight. Give them commitment, give them commitment to serve and to be here unselfishly. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
I'd like to introduce to you our pledge leader for tonight. She is Emily Clymer. Emily, why don't you come on up here? She is a 5th grade honor roll student at Hopkins Elementary School. And Emily, why don't you go ahead and stand right over here where the microphone is. She is a GT student, was a spelling bee participant, and is someone to look up to at school and at home, as she helps a sibling at home, and the support and responsibility that it takes, and extraordinary care and love that she has given her family and her sister, as well as maintaining her academic responsibilities, is nothing short of commendable. Let's join Emily in the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. And let's give Emily a hand for a nice job. I'd also like to recognize her parents here, who, by the way, I understand also went to Hopkins and Kirby Middle School. So we got a generational thing going on here. Yeah, go ahead. All right, let's give her another hand. I'd also like to recognize the color guard for tonight from Judson High School Junior ROTC, Cadet Technical Sergeant Brandon Boland, Cadet Captain Pamela Courtney, Cadet Senior Airman Justin Nielsen, and Cadet Captain Jasmine Washington. Their instructor this evening is Master Sergeant Richard Prim. All right, we're going to get going with recognitions, and I will tell you that we have a lot of recognitions. This is what happens many times at the end of the year. May is just filled with all sorts of state contests and so forth, so bear with us. We've got a lot of folks that deserve to be recognized by the board. Our first one comes from Crestview Elementary School. The Texas Library Association's annual conference each year announces the Texas Bluebonnet Award book winner. The winner this year was the story The Day the Crayons Quit. To speak and introduce both author Drew Daywalt and illustrator Oliver Jeffers before a crowd of some 1,600 attendees was Crestview fifth grader Jaden Andrade. Jaden? Now, as he shakes the hands here of the board members, I'll tell you that he also represented TLA's District 10 by participating in a roundtable discussion with the author and illustrator with 9 other students from around the state. So it was quite an honor. His principal is Yvonne Munoz, who is the principal there at Crestview. I don't know if you saw the video that was posted on Facebook of him doing his speech, but he's quite the Toastmaster. All right, and I failed to mention his parents. His folks here, are they here? Can you stand just for a second? His mom? All right. Sorry. Our next recognition comes from Metzger Middle School. Metzger's FCCLA is very active. The FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. These students went to the organization's Region 5 Leadership Conference in Corpus Christi and came away with a couple of top placings. They placed first in life event planning and chapter service. Let's welcome Andrea Hudgens-Miles and Crystal Ramirez. Their instructor and advisor is Miss Becky Octor, and principal is Miss Carolyn Ross. And would the parents of these students either wave or stand up, or there we go. All right, our next recognition comes from Kitty Hawk Middle School. These students recently competed at the Skills USA Texas State Leadership and Skills Conference in Corpus Christi, and they came out big winners as well. First of all, the 6th grade winners For exploratory division, the winner is Alexis Gonzalez. Business procedure exploratory team winners Alexis Gonzalez, Yanel Behena, Martina Magana, Eva Perales, and Angel Tolbert. They're not here? Okay, all right. Eighth grade winners, opening and closing team, Manny Lagramana, Elia Parada, Serena Rayburn, Julia Torres Herrera, Ariana Burleson, and Cami Villanueva. These students also... Now, not everybody has been able to make it, obviously, so I'm kind of running through these names here, but these students also were involved in a barbecue trailer welding project, as well as being on the opening and closing team. So they were quite busy at that state conference. We also have a porch swing project. I believe Brennan Turner, who is here, and his instructor also and coach is Julian Acevedo. All right, also from the same school, but a different team and instructor here, the Emblem Team and Project Blue Award, Michaela Papist and Zachary Rhodes, and their instructor and teacher is Kristen Rumfield. And while they're taking the pictures, will the students, or will the parents of these Kitty Hawk students stand or wave? Can you let us know that you're here? Okay, now our next recognition comes from Kirby Middle School. They have some awesome Skills USA students as well, and many of them were big winners at this state competition. The eighth grade winners, as we go through this list here, is Julian Cruz, Benito Enriquez, Joshua Hernandez, Michael Hernandez, Javier Ramirez, Roy Ramirez, Azazina Rangel, Sergio Rangel, and Chris Rodriguez. Now, we also had a construction ID tool test winner as well. As he, yeah, that's good. You can take some pictures there as well as we bring these other folks in here. Construction identification tool test winners were first place Sergio Rangel, second place Julian Cruz, and third place Chris Rodriguez. Their teacher is Ken Tucker. And will the parents that maybe aren't holding cameras at this very moment, can they stand or wave? All right, thank you. Our next recognition comes from Judson High School, and is Sarah Megan here? She came. She's with the Business Professional Association, and we were waiting for her to come. She went to a national conference, and that is usually a pretty big deal for anybody, but especially if you're a freshman. This freshman here tonight was not intimidated at all by competing against 18 teams of upperclassmen, and she took the opportunity and benefited from it. Sarah Megan is here tonight, was recognized as one of the best examples of fair trade practices at that conference. And I guess her parents are taking pictures? Okay, all right. Next, we'd like to spotlight the winners of the TPSA, that's the Texas Public Service Association, the Criminal Justice State Competition. From Judson High School, we have third place, and keep in mind, this is a statewide competition, third place SWAT negotiation, Laura Lira, Joe Anthony Rodriguez, Troy Hernandez, Joel Gomez, Ian Sides, and Christopher Joy. And we also have third place as far as the state competition is concerned for building search, Joe Anthony Rodriguez, Laura Lira and Alexandria Rodriguez, and Jesse Acosta and Aaron Williams are their teachers. Along with that, now we have Wagner as well. And Wagner was also in this state competition as well. They placed third place in domestic disturbance. That is Trent Hawkins and Dominique Gomez. JISD Police Officer Van Mayfield and JISD Police Lieutenant Robert O'Callahan have been their instructors. And could the parents of these students please stand up for a moment? Thank you. All right. Our next recognition comes from Judson High School. These students have consistently put their academics front and center over the long haul, and many of them have been very involved in extracurricular activities as well as their studies. We'd like to recognize the National Merit Scholarship Corporation, who gave this honor National Achievement Scholarship Program, Judson High School student Christian Diamato. Come on out, Christian. He was one of 3,100 students nationally that earned this designation because he scored in the top 3% of more than 160,000 black students that took the PSAT NMSQT nationally. All right, is his mom here? Or is it? Okay, all right there. Just wanted to. I figured that, but all right. Just want to make sure. Also coming from Judson High School is an award from the National Speech and Debate Association. Out of more than 3,000 member schools, Judson High School was chosen as one of the only 110 nationally to receive a leading chapter award by the NSDA. Nationally, Judson ranks in the top 16% of all NSDA member schools. And I think the debate and the theater teams are here. Debate team, Carlos Acosta, Shaleigh Carter, Alexander Dane, Jamie Dixon, Alexandria Jablanc, Devin Nelson, Mallory Nelson, Kea Rodriguez, Sophia Romero, Rachel Robal, and Caitlin Whitman. Now the theater team, we probably should, well, we'll wait until we get this group picture taken here. Now, I'll also, if we may, the theater team, Mabai, Aben, Kayla Cassiano, Andrew Kennedy, Ann Maza, Gabriella Robinson, and Shade Smith. They were on the theater team. I'm not sure if they. Oh, they are here? Okay, all right. We got so many groups going on here. It's a little hard to get everybody kind of ironed out here. Also, Christiana Sandoval. Is she here? Okay, all right, very good. And their debate teachers, Matt Turner and Ray Andrada, are the debate teachers. All right. Also mention that Larry Bailey is the theater teacher and Miss Vanessa White is the theater teacher. And if I could have the parents stand from these students. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, the agri-science program at Judson is very strong, and we wanted to recognize those who were FFA state competition winners. In veterinarian science, Amanda May, Marissa Nordland, Amethyst Godina, Madeline Serta, and in dairy cattle, Tyler Bledsoe, Mary Pugh, Josh Borg, and Mallory Johnson. In wool, Jocelyn Hodgson, Sarah Stotzenberger, Haley Clark, and Kelsey Shoemake. Their teachers are Lauren Henderson and Andrea Watts. And if there are some parents in the audience who are not taking pictures, could you rise or raise your hand? Thank you. All right, and our final group tonight is the Alamo Academies is a national award-winning innovative STEM-based program with the Alamo Colleges, and it provides a college pathway for juniors and seniors to attain industry and academic certificates that lead to high-wage jobs or to further higher education while addressing critical workforce industry needs here locally. And these students have attained their certification in these areas of interest. Aerospace, Mauricio Bailey and Abigail Gritton. In Information Technology and Security Academy, Austin Smith, Alexander Stevens, and Daniel Wierenski. Advanced Technology and Manufacturing Academy, Alberto Cazada. And in Health Professionals Academy, Avery Curry. Diana Gonzalez is the career counselor over there. So congratulations to them. I know I saw them in the hallway there a few moments ago. So they may be, yes, they may be hanging out over there. All right, well, I don't know if we want to, sir, do you want me to just to wait for them? Okay. They may be sprinting in here any moment. All right, I'll once again in Aerospace, Mauricio Bailey, Abigail Gritton, Information Technology and Security Academy, Austin Smith, Alexander Stevens, and Daniel Wierenski. Advanced Technology and Manufacturing Academy, Alberto Cazada. And Health Professionals Academy, Avery Curry. Diana Gonzalez is the career counselor there. Congratulations to them. And I'd like to recognize the parents as well. Can they stand? And those are our board recognitions for this evening.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm very pleased that you have taken time to join us this evening. As the Judson Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals and policies and oversee management of the district. We are responsible for approving budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and to listen to reports from the superintendent. We are not here to make administrative or management decisions pertaining to the daily operation of the district. This is the responsibility of the superintendent. In compliance with state government code on open meetings, tonight's agenda has been appropriately posted. This is a meeting in the public, not of the public. As our guests, you're welcome to observe and listen. These procedures are being videoed and audio recorded and will become part of Judson's permanent legal record. In order that the tape adequately reflects these proceedings, please silence your mobile phones and refrain from talking while others speak. Since it's illegally mandated that these proceedings are recorded accurately, I may ask for order periodically should I notice disruptions are interfering with our recording capabilities. Thank you for sticking for all that. We have a few folks I want to recognize. Mr. Merle, Sonny Merle, stand up, our former board member. Thank you. Mr. Wayne Harper, our former board member, and of course June. Thank you, June. Appreciate it. We have some acknowledgement. Some people want to speak. Ms. Adair, did you want to speak?
I didn't know I was going to get to speak earlier, so I've already said half of what I want to say. To the board and to the staff, I only have two things tonight. I want to remind you that we're working on the dress code, and I know Mr. LaFoyle is going to keep it foremost, but please don't lower the standards. The appearance of our children is very important, and as a previous substitute teacher, how they're dressed does affect how they act. And so I want to encourage our principals to hang in there and enforce the dress code, and also to our staff. And then the last thing is boundary changes. Hey, y'all, I'm going to talk whatever I didn't get to finish, okay? And so we still need to work on boundary changes some of our schools are overflowing and some are not. And so I'm looking forward to that, as well as assisting with a bond. So that's what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Darren. Cindy Ambrose, Career Pathways and Transportation. Ms. Ambrose?
Hi, I'm a taxpayer, so 9814 Wagon Train. I'm supposed to get my address right. My son is an 8th grader, and he's going to be going to Judson ISD next year, and he had to choose a career path, and which is law, which I have no issue with that. The problem is that we were also informed that when he's a sophomore, he's gonna, Kitty Hawk feeds into the new high school. And I don't have a problem with him going to a new high school. The problem is the career pathway. If it's not offered at the new high school, he's gonna have to ask for a transfer to Judson High School to maintain that career pathway. There's no transportation available. I would understand if I was a parent who wanted to keep him at Judson High School because I want him to be a rocket, but that's not the case. It would be because of the career pathway. So I shouldn't have to worry about transportation. It should be something that's available for those of us whose kids don't have a choice because the new high school will not have a career pathway available for him. I understand you already have 2 chosen, but it would make sense funds-wise if you mirrored some of what Judson High School has. That way transportation does not become an issue when it opens in 2016. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mr. Jesus Hernandez, JSH Project Graduation. Mr. Hernandez, our principal at Judson.
Good evening, Dr. Montoya and esteemed board members. This evening I'm here on behalf of the Judson High School Project Graduation Committee to thank you for your support that you have shown the class of 2015. Thank you for coming out to the fundraisers and for your generous donations. It is because of you and the community support that we've gotten this year that we will be able to host Project Graduation at main event. We want to honor the memory of Ms. Bonnie Schultz, who started this tradition 27 years ago. It is the longest running project graduation in Texas, and we want to keep it and make it bigger each year. This year, the students pushed hard to raise the money that they did gain for project graduation to be at main event. So tonight, we invite you to join us at main event. It's going to be a lock-in from 11 to 5:30 in the morning, and if you can make it, great. If you can't, we understand. They'll be there having fun, getting prizes. Any monies that are donated go back directly to our students in the form of gifts and scholarships. We do have a couple of fundraisers that are still left, and we'd like to invite everybody out there to the annual poker tournament at Rocket Feed, which is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We also have the seniors versus faculty basketball game on the 29th at 3 p.m. at Judson High School. And by the way, the seniors have never won. Putting it out there. We also have a couple of car washes at the local Cascade Car Washes. Thank you for your support, and we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit because we have several sets of lawyers. We have to go into closed session. The clock's running on some of them. So, first of all, if it's okay with everybody, we're going to go to 6A2 Judson Learning Academy Simon Youth Foundation update. The gentleman's here, and take one. Keep that out of the way, about 5 minutes. So.
Good evening. I don't know how, they got it there. Never mind. I'm the worst person with the technology, so they've only trusted me with the clicker. So, good evening, Mr. Salyer, Dr. Montoya, members of the school board, and other members of the staff. It is my pleasure to be here from Indianapolis, Indiana, to update you on our partnership with the Judson Learning Academy at the Rolling Oaks Mall here in the Judson Independent School District. A lot of people don't know where, as I addressed the graduates this morning, a lot of people don't realize where Indianapolis is, but this week it's really important for us, not only because of the 500 coming up this weekend, but also because of David Letterman's retirement. He's a native of Indianapolis. So, and it's also actually really great for me to be here on the 20th anniversary of the first graduating class of the Judson Learning Academy. SYF is a national not-for-profit foundation that is a partnership program program with the Simon Property Group. Simon Property Group controls the most retail real estate in North America, and is one of the leading real estate investment trusts in the world. We have properties here in the San Antonio area, both very locally at Rolling Oaks Mall, as well as Ingram Park Mall, San Marcos Premium Outlets. Some of you might be familiar with Katy Mills or other places close in Austin, the Dominion, Barton Creek and such. But in 1998, Simon Youth Foundation began as a way for us to give back to the communities where the Simon Property Group was located. Mall managers were a smart group. They began to realize that students were hanging out in the malls in the middle of the day. They wondered why they were there, and when they addressed the students said to them, it's because we don't feel like we fit anywhere else. And so the Simon executives knew that they needed to do something as a way to give back to the communities at large. So with our founders, which were really executives within Simon, they thought it was very important to find a way to help support the local communities where they're at. And that's what I'd like to do tonight, is just very quickly give you a brief update about how we've been involved in this community over the last 20 years or so. The statistics involving dropout crisis across the country are very, very clear, and all of you are probably very intimately aware of those. Every 29 seconds, a student drops out of high school. They walk away leaving almost 90% of the jobs that would be available to them on the table, and they will actually earn about $350,000 at least less in their lifetimes than if they were able to complete that high school degree. Our local impact here with Rolling Oaks is the largest covered shopping center in the Northeast San Antonio area. There are over 1,000 people that are employed at any given time at Rolling Oaks, and it has annual sales of over $1 million each year, and they are very engaged in the local community. Here with me tonight is Mr. AJ Bora. AJ, if you'd stand, please. AJ is the mall manager at Rolling Oaks. And he has been with Simon and has been a wonderful partner to our students at the Academy. They're very engaged in the local community and able to connect us with influencers throughout the community to help make those local connections, not only for our students, but also for the families that are there. Our SYF founders were smart enough to know that they are not teachers, they are not educators, and they knew that they didn't want to be teachers and educators. They didn't want to get themselves involved into the politics of locating or educating students in their local communities, but they did know that our focus should be is helping to drop and change the dropout rate in these communities. Public schools often don't have the space to offer alternative programs, can't carry the overhead to service small groups of students that need something different. We know that not every student fits in every kind of classroom experience. And so again, we found a way to take mall space and wrap them in services and opportunities for our students. We also believe that money should not be a reason that a student doesn't go on to post-secondary education or training. And so each year, Simon Youth Foundation distributes over $1 million in scholarships nationally to what's happening. Our SYF advantage is that we do partner only with public school partners across the country. It is about space and infrastructure. We provide for the original build-out of the space, and there is an ongoing renovation cycle of that space. We present alternative models to reach out to the disenfranchised population. Our students in partnership receive regular high school diplomas, not GEDs, not certificates of attendance. We are proud about our number of on-time graduations, but we're also very proud to work with districts who recognize that a high school graduate is important whether it's on time or not on time. We leverage the national and international relationships through our Simon partners to create career and workforce development opportunities. We have a nationally recognized innovative network of currently 24 schools across the country, and then again the dedicated scholarship program to our individual students. Other things that we are able to do is that we provide annual enhancement grants to the schools that allow them to do things that they probably don't often have money to do other kinds of things. We have a national partnership with experts in residence from across the country. We bring our teachers together once a year and provide professional development to them providing continuing education credits that help them in their own professional development. And we also award an annual Teacher and Administrator Year Award, which carries a cash prize for the educator, as well as ongoing student enrichment opportunities. This year, we're unrolling a new program here in that our students in San Antonio are taking involved in. It is the National Close-Up Foundation, which is an immersion week in Washington, D.C., all expenses paid for the students and for a teacher chaperone from here, where they'll spend a week not only touring Washington, D.C., but interacting on the Hill and working on congressional issues that they can bring back here and put forward in their community. Our National Dropout Conference will be here in October this year. I invite all of you to participate in that and be involved with that. We're very proud of these connections and how they all tie together to enhance our students' opportunities. Oops, sorry. Also, continuing with our advantages is that we are, again, locally engaged with the local Simon Malls, the National Simon Corporation across the country, which has 5,000 employees. We work with community advocacy councils in the local areas, creating connections between the students, career workforce opportunities. Some of our most recent partnerships are with Fifth Third Bank. They've provided us with a national financial literacy curriculum that our teachers and students can use. CVS, we have a workforce development program that leads to students who wish to be pharmacists can take advantage of that. We partner with retailers throughout the mall industry, as well as have several higher education partners. One is locally sitting across the street here with us that are very eager to take our students. Here with JLA, we have had almost 1,400 graduates since the inception in 1998, a 99% graduation rate of the students who have come through the doors. Nationally, 80% is the annual graduation rate that's determined by the Department of Ed nationally. So that 99% does not represent a delta of just 19% above. That is actually a full 99% delta of change, because the students who end up at JLA and our schools across the country are most likely destined not to graduate high school because they have not fit in. 35% of our students nationally are the first ones in their family to graduate high school. We know nationally as many as 12% of them experience some level of homelessness while they're with us, and many of them at 16 years old have to be the economic engine for their entire families. Going back to that figure that I shared with you earlier about the $350,000, if you multiply the 1,400 graduates times that number, you'll see that here locally we have had almost a $500 million economic impact in the local economy. This is a very small graph, but you can see the overall trends year over year of the graduation of our students. Last year in the history of the partnership was the greatest number of students, well over 130 students. This slide very quickly gives you a profile of the kind of students that we've served just over the last 5 years. It is a school of non-majority, that our largest population that we serve are Hispanic and Latino students, and then also a large population of Black and African American students and other students that self-identify. Across the bottom, you can see also some statistics of those students that we're serving. 45% of them are at the poverty line that would normally receive a free and reduced lunch. 12% here locally have been pregnant or parenting while they're with us, and locally even 8% of those students exhibit some level of homelessness over the year that they're involved with us. Since the inception, we've awarded over 135 Academy scholarships here. That's, again, almost $500,000 in scholarships. I was very pleased to be with Dr. Montoya today at the recognition ceremony at the mall, where we gave away another almost $50,000 in scholarships to students. Those include full ride 2-year and 4-year students that are renewable for our students. Also locally, wherever there is a Simon Mall, we give away an annual scholarship. What is most important, I think, is that this year our students graduating here help us reach 13,000 students nationally that we have reached, as well as this year we will give away our $13th millionth in scholarships. We've also provided ongoing capital improvement. While JLA existed before the foundation and they put the initial renovation and build out there, just last year we spent nearly $50,000 creating new space for that. Simon Youth Foundation pays the utility cost for that, and since the inception that's about another $100,000, which is direct budget savings back to the school district. We do, I want to call out a couple of people that have been some of our most notable alumni out of this program. Just recently, Tim Wilson was elected mayor of Kirby, Texas. Tim had previously served as mayor pro tem there and was a graduate of the academy. It is almost poetic justice that our 10,000th graduate that we celebrated was a student here, and it was Dustin Osbury that graduated in 2013. We were able to recognize the school with a $10,000 gift from CVS, as well as part of that renovation we did in recognition there. I'd like to introduce Bev Oliver, who's with us tonight. Bev was the founding principal of the academy. We leverage Bev's expertise nationally. She is a member of our elite expert in residence corps. We pick on retired administrators to help us. Bev also was the Administrator of the Year for the Simon Youth Foundation in 2006. Also, following Bev, the principal there was Brandon Van Vleck. Maybe many of you do know Brandon. Brandon was elected our Administrator of the Year in 2013. Also, he was Region 20 High School Principal of the Year and also recognized here at Judson Independent School District for his leadership. JLA is the only school in our network that has 2 Administrators of the Year in our 18-year history. That's something you should all be very, very proud of and speaks directly to what happens there. That is what I wanted to provide with you. Like many of our academies across the country, we depend on the relationship with the school board, the school district, for your support. I know many of you have been through the facility. If you have not, I invite you to be there. And I just wanted to be here to tell you that we really appreciate the partnership. We look forward to working with you, Dr. Montoya, as you begin your tenure here. Please call on us to help however we can. So thank you for letting us be here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go, everybody okay, go to closed session? The board will now adjourn into closed session pursuant to the following section of the Texas Open Meeting Acts. Closed session, 7A, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultation with attorney regarding legal issues, anticipated litigation concerning the award of contract for request for proposal 15-10 for copier and printer hardware and services with the usage of tracking software. 7B, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultation with attorneys regarding facilities lawsuit and tolling agreement. 7C, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to delegating authority for the superintendent to resolve certain claims against the district and authority to waive certain district claims. 7D, pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to settlement and release agreement with at-will employees. 7E, pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.07, consider and discuss possible settlement and release agreement with at-will employees. And 7F, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, discussing personnel items. No final action, decision, or vote shall be taken while the board is in closed session. The board shall reconvene the open meeting after closed session, and if necessary, any vote or decision will be made in open session prior to adjournment. Let's do Ms. Fowler first, since she's from Austin. Okay, we're adjourned at 7:50. Thank you.